Hey, what's going on, everybody? I just wanted to do a quick review on some things that I picked up from the Hampton Comic Con. I finally got around to where I was able to read them, and man, I read some good stuff. Two main titles in particular. The first one being Slapstick. This is a #1 issue. This is by a local person around here by the name of Troy. Yep, Troy. We're just going to call him Troy. Sorry. First, I read this comic book and I thought, yes, this is a comic book that is geared specifically for that younger teenager crowd. There is no doubt. But I found a story and even a moral in it to not judge things by their cover and also to understand the environment in which you are working in. Probably more along the lines of never judge a book by its cover. Not by what something looks like, but by its actions should determine if it's evil or not. And that's a great little lesson that's been wrapped up into this particular book right here. So if you don't know, our hero Slapstick wants to be a superhero. We see somebody who wants to do good and destroy the monsters that have invaded their town of, what do they call it? Pitts Hole? Pitts Hole. Yeah, they went there. There's a lot of references to various comic book characters in here, and it just kind of plays with it. And first off, the beautiful cover and even the back cover with these great coloring. Great story, great characters, just fun loving, and just all around just a great read. So what's the criticism? Well, there is one. First off, before we even go there, some of the people that they kind of harp on in here that's kind of funny. I loved this kind of analogy of Vampirella right there. It's obviously the twin sister of another vampire, and she's not really a bad person. They kind of explain that in here. She's just a jealous sister. Next is this Galacta, which is it's Galactus, right? That was pretty cool. Um, and I liked the drawings in here, the outlines. And I say that because there was something I really, really wanted in this comic book, and I wanted it to be colored. That's my only criticism. It's great artwork. I just wished it was colored, especially with the vibrant colors we have here. And in some cases, it was kind of, I don't know. I just wish it was colored. But I understand the person's plight. It is super expensive to make a comic book. And I'm willing to overlook that as I am not a artist critic by any means whatsoever. I did focus mostly on the story in here, and it was just a great story. I recommend this for just about any kid out there. Maybe they're not totally interested in comic books because they don't like the vernacular that's being used in it, or the heavy indulgent reading that can often happen, especially if it's a Black Label or Vertigo title. This is great for that 15, 16, 17-year-old, and you may want to get them into comic books. You can be like, here, have this. There's some snarky humor in it, a lot of phrases you hear kids use. So for all that, I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was very well done, and it was definitely worth its money, even without even it being a black and white comic book. This is exceptionally good writing, and it definitely targets to a very certain market. I really like this. If you could pick this up, again, it's Slapshot, and it's by, what's the name of this comic book company? Oh, tunesbytroy.com. We'll try to put that description in the link, but in case I fail, Tunes by Troy. He was at the Hampton Comic Con. Real nice guy. Wanted to talk to us. He's in my haul video. He's one of the only people that actually talked in it. So that was pretty cool. But definitely go check him out. He's definitely got some cool stuff. And he's a good artist. A lot of his other stuff that was there was exceptionally good. Now, on to the next one. You may remember sometime back during the Richmond Comic Con, I met some young gentleman that wrote a comic book called Delta Dogs. And I absolutely fell in love with the first 3 issues of it. I thought it was great. I love how the powers are kind of left up to the imagination. They actually did a thing at the Hampton Comic Con where if you could kind of guess and describe what their powers are, you would get a free print of one of the heroes. One of them I was able to guess, and they gave me a free print. That was really nice of them. I don't want to spoil that part of it, but issues 4, 5, and 6 have come out, and we finally see our heroes morphing into superheroes. We also get some backstory about Quinn and his dealings with a gang back in the day. Um, a lot of this, their first kind of real enemy is a gang um, that uses baseball bats, and there's a drug that's going around that apparently makes you superhuman. They call it lemonade. I really like the dialogue in this. I think it's very reminiscent to how a lot of people speak here in the Hampton Roads area of Norfolk, Virginia, and that area. So obviously there's some clues there. I love the reference to Norview Middle School when Quinn and his best friend were graduating middle school and going, because I went to Norview Middle School, so go Pilots. That was really cool. Um, I like reading a comic book about the area I live in. So obviously I can't say anything bad, right? But genuinely, this is a good comic book. It definitely uses some tropes that are effective, and it uses the dialect in this is the only way to describe the way that they speak is very reminiscent to our area down here. This is an African American uh, group of people, but make no mistake, they're not tokenizing anybody in this. It almost seems very relatable. I really enjoy this book. I highly recommend this book as far as local artists go. Definitely check them out. Link will be in the description, but in case something happens, it's Millennial Comics. I think I've shared the link once before. This is a good comic book for anybody. I don't care who you are. I really enjoy this. I love the characters in it. I love how they identify the characters in it and each having their own personality, but they're all family. Like they're all cousins and stuff. That was just great. And the loner, man, this is good stuff. This needs to go mainstream. It really does. I highly enjoy it. So again, the links will be down in the description. By all means, take a second and check it out. And don't forget, Blaster or Stash It, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube. Well, we're going to talk about this week's hauls and comic books. And if we have a little time, I'll probably bring these back up a little bit more and answer any questions that you may have about these comic books. So definitely check that out. Other than that, I think Ralphie's finishing up the touches to a Captain America video. That one's going to sting. Yep, that's gonna be a it's gonna be a doozy. So I'll just apologize now. Other than that, I don't have anything else, folks. Take it easy. Thank you for coming by. Love you. Bye.